little Nosferatu. It's the best day of the year. My daughter, who's a grown-ass woman, was just talking to her about what my grandpuppy. Let me see. Do I have a picture of my grandpuppy up here somewhere? Oh my God, hang on. What he was going to go as this year. Oh, you do have eggs. Okay, you have eggs. So I was like, well, what's eggs going with as this year? And she said, he's having a hard time putting stuff on, but I want him to go as Egg Geen. And I'm like, oh, that's my girl. Raised her right. Anyway, so what are we here for today? Hello, good morning, everybody. I'm going to, I see that, I'm trying to see. Hi. So Nosferatu. Am I gone? Wait. Hello? Am I still gone? Can you not hear me? Oh. I got no idea. Okay, that's weird. So good morning, everyone. We might have to tend to a very, very needy kitty this morning because she's sitting over there staring at me. She's very judgy, as you can see. Look at her, Cat Dracula. So I am where do I begin? So people who don't know me, I was a journalist, reporter, whatever you want to call it, for a couple of decades. And that is the frame that I bring to everything that I do. I am a journalist. That is what I'm not doing as much of it. I've been trying to phase myself out of it and do more research, kind of develop that part of my career. But I bring that to the table when I talk about any of these situations, whether it's true crime or reporting or whatever it may be. So I came to just a brief overview. I came to following Delphi because there were significant issues with the Murder Sheet podcast and some of the claims that they were making about what was and was not happening around the trial. And as they claim to be a journalist and an attorney, it really piqued my interest because so much of what they did and continue to do, in my opinion, is completely unethical. I mean, just shoddy workmanship. So that's how I came to it, was starting to uncover that kind of thing with them. And then what became clear was there is access journalism going on. They filled the void where, the trial was done in the dark. So they were sort of there as the stopgap and became, in my opinion, again, the de facto mouthpieces for the state of Indiana, which is not your job as a journalist. It's not. And so I didn't realize how together Hidden True Crime was with Delphi. But that's again because I don't really keep track of everything going on. And if you guys have questions, just put a question mark before your question, and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay. So when I sort of started seeing what was happening with this hidden true crime stuff, and I've been critical of hidden true crime before. Let me see if I can bring something up to show you sort of how I feel about what hidden true crime has done in, hang on a second. Okay. So, Andrea Burkhart, hang on one second, please. You guys know Andrea? She's the best. I'm trying to find I became frustrated with hidden true crime when I started following what Murder Sheet was reporting and realized how much bullshit it was and how much they fomented the fuckery that went on there. And they well and truly did foment fuckery. And tried to take the higher ground, right? But so I started listening to other cranks as well as professionals, right? And came across one of the most disturbing episodes of HTC when Dr. John just fact-free claimed that Mr. Allen had a history of domestic violence. And I was like, hold up, bitch, please. No. No, right? That is not true. So I went on a bit of a tangent. Please stand by, talk amongst yourselves. Damn it. I didn't realize Salty was live. Damn it. Ugh, sorry. Let me see if I can find my screed here. View my channel. Playlist. Where is it? But when I came across that, I was like, holy shit, these people are terrible, man. They are bad. And this was before the trial. I'll find it in a minute, but it's a video from 7 months ago. And he was making all of these proclamations about Richard Allen's mental condition and making the false claim that was demonstrably false about Mr. Allen having been involved in a domestic violence episode. It's not true. And I actually called them out on it because I was like, okay, well, maybe she's a journalist, right? So maybe she's going to be willing to correct her record here. Maybe this is going to be something that we can get remedied. And so I sent her a message on her YouTube and was like, this is not true. Here's the actual story from the newspaper. What Mr. Allen was actually doing was threatening to kill himself. And his wife, rightfully so, terrified, called the cops and said, hey, man, I don't know what to do. I'm scared for my husband's life. So this is, I think that I was staying out of the current controversy over the stalking claim and the 9-hour live, and I was making fun of it because it's fucking ridiculous. And it's shown itself to be a goddamn lie and a ploy. But then I got a text from Lauren. I'm like, why are you texting me? or I'm sorry, the DM. And I'm like, what? I don't follow, I don't follow you. Please tell me that's really him. Let's see. So let me take that down. So this came in, and I don't follow hidden true crime, so I didn't know what this media was. And this is, I'm bringing this up because this is what brought me into this, right? Because I'm like, okay, so this person is going to send me an email or a DM out of nowhere. And the backstory is that I had replied to a tweet from Sleutherson, as you know, right? To some of the documents that she put into a, public documents, by the way, court documents, by the way, had access to. And my question, I sent Sleuthy a tweet and said, hey, what's the date? What is this all about? And it was like this thing about having her husband having like heart palpitations or some bullshit. And I'm like, there's no date on this. It was like context free. Well, apparently there's like a shitload of people out there keeping track of what the cranks are up to, right? And so then I get this text. Well, I didn't see it for like several days, but then it said, I'll read it aloud. Hey, Andy, I'm wondering if you'd be willing to help protect my minor son. I realize you're simply sharing exhibits that are being shared with you or others, but I'm wondering if you would be willing to help hide my son's name. I can give you this one instead. All right. Here's the full thing. Let me see if I can do this. So this is actually the full thing when I accepted it. When I finally you have to accept whatever. If there's, this is the other thing. Oh God, first of all, don't DM me like this. Second of all, do not give me a fucking task. If there's anything else that says his name, would you help keep him private? Someone must have accidentally missed that his name was in court exhibits. I realize many people think I deserve this, but I would value any help making sure his name doesn't get out. Thank you for considering it. What? First of all, do not weaponize your children. Try to help me protect. Don't do that. It's not even weaponizing. It's trying to use your child as a shield from a shitstorm that you brought down on yourself. Also, go ahead and contact your lawyer and say, hey, why the fuck didn't you redact my son's name? Right? I mean, is this not giving master manipulation bullshit? I don't know, man. You give me a bing, because you will see that this is not the kind of bullshit to bring to my fucking table. I'm not sure who she thought she was talking to. I'm not saying that I'm in the end all be all and my shit don't stink, but man, oh man, if you've known me for one hot fucking second, you know that this does not go over well, especially when I've been critical of you, especially when I've made contact with you to try to get you to correct the record and you've ignored it. But sure, why not say, help me protect my minor son? I didn't do anything No, nobody did. You did. So I responded because I'm like, first of all, playing victim when the world is literally falling apart and journalists are actually getting fucking killed. Friends of mine, and I've said this before, and this is why it fucking fires me up so much. Don't play a victim as a reporter. Fuck you. Fuck you. So I replied because I'm can't. Lauren, you need to contact the court to make appropriate redactions and protect your son. You should know that. I'm happy to take down the thing I posted. I won't be policing the files out there as I'm not terribly interested in what you have going on, nor do I plan to share them around and pick them apart. I don't know what you do or do not deserve. I do know that friends of mine, actual journalists in the field, have been killed, arrested, exiled, and have to hear drones over their apartments at night, wondering if Russia will hit. They are actual victims. Call the courts. Take care of your son by common sense fucking action. Jesus Christ. You know, I don't know, man. No, I'm sorry. I am the mother to a grown ass woman, and you want to talk about crawling over shards of hot glass? I would lay down my life for that child in a second. And I might perpetrate some criminal activity against anybody that would ever come for her. If I'm a reporter working the courts, I should know that you don't reach out to some old bag on the internet with like 5,000 followers on a shitty bird app and say, hey, can you help me police this? What? Bitch, I don't work for you. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so I sent this and I'm like, dude, clean up your own fucking mess, right? Then I got this response. Okay. All right. I understand. Thank you, Andy, for your response and consideration. This part sat wrong with me. And maybe I should have been more clear in my response, but I thought I laid it on pretty thick. They are actual victims, right? You think that somebody would understand what the hell I am trying to talk about here? I understand. This is from her. DB, yes. Oh, DB. Oh, sorry. I understand. Thank you, Andy. Also, don't use my name. That's the other thing. You don't know me. It's Ms. Kopsa, or to whom it may concern. I understand. Thank you, Andy, for your response and consideration. I'm sincerely heartbroken to hear what your journalist friends whose lives are at risk are dealing with. Are you? Fucking are you? With the fear and the pain they must face every day, they are victims. I hope we can get to a better place in this world. I will take common sense action. Lauren. I swear to God, I don't want any mention of. We're not having. I don't want a certain person mentioned in my chat, Zeke. Please don't. I'm not here for that. I won't stand for it. You did this the other day, bud. Don't do it. Shit. So, well, actually, common sense action was my prescription, right? Lauren, you need to contact the court. Call the courts. Take care of your son by taking common sense action. XOXO, Andy. Do you have a question? Yes, Law Nerd Amber. I just, what the fuck? Actually, this is the full. So this is so weird. I mean, I'm going back to the first one. If there's anything else that has his name, I realize many people think I deserve this. I deserve what? I don't know, right? I really don't. God, I just so what does this have to do? Come here. Hang on. And Ange sent me this, and I'm like, this sounds interesting. This sounds familiar to me. Where have I heard this before? Certainly, it does not apply unless there's something I'm missing completely about Lauren's alleged, stalking situation. Unless there is some piece of evidence that is just so damning. He's not describing. He is describing the supposed situation with Christina. But give me a break. So Angela sent me this.
Her goal is not only harm, reputational harm, emotional harm, psychological harm, but the harm that she really wants to affect is to ruin you and ruin your life and burn the whole kingdom down, right? The goal. So what that's implying is that she won't stop until that harm is executed and complete. So if she burns the kingdom down, then she feels morally vindicated. Or if there's a death, if someone harms themselves or someone harms you, then the game's over. She's morally vindicated. Here's the problem. Here's the risk. This is why this is so risky and so important, because these people, these self-righteous, morally superior people, they want moral vindication, and they're not going to stop until they get moral vindication. And the way they get moral vindication, the way this game ends, is either you're dead or you're completely ruined. That's it. And that, by the way, is malicious intent. One of the things about stalking, and we're going to talk about the definitions here.
Okay. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Boop, boop, boop. So he's talking about malicious intent, blah, 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 right? And how this stalker is doing X, Y, and Z. Let me take them down again. And then talk a little bit more about what happened to Angela, because I think it's important. She's in Dutchess County. So we have the background. We have this definition, right? We have this definition that is very clear, in my opinion, to not apply at all to the situation that Lauren is facing. It's really not. But it does fit the situation that happened to Angela. And that is that Jerry Holman, the lead investigator on the Delphi homicide case, took time out of his fucking job to file a false report that Angela out in New York, minding her own goddamn business, after being, I guess stalked, maybe, allegedly, I don't know what you call it, by Murder Sheet through her professional licensure in another state, which was unfounded, of course. gets a knock at the door because Jerry Holman used his position as an ISP trooper to put out a welfare check on Angela Sidlowski. Why? Because allegedly, he said in his fucking report that she had threatened literally everybody in Carroll County. Nick McClellan, oh my God, she threatened to off literally half of burn shit to the ground, actually. Now, if anybody sees Ange, right, I like to think, that woman can handle a flamethrower if it came to it. But give me a break. Jerry said, and again, it's in one of my lives somewhere. I'll put it in here at some point. But files his complaint. All of these people he alleges warrantless ping, warrantless search for her phone to find out where she was, right? Using that and found where she was, called the Dutchess County Sheriff or or something. I can't remember the exact way it went down, but I don't know what time it was. This report that was filed, though, made its way to Dutchess County Sheriff's, and they did go out to do a welfare check. And I'm making sure, I can't remember. Yeah, she said I could share this briefly. So knock, 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 Angie, little Ange, right? Doing her thing out there. Nighttime, worried, not worried about anything, just hanging with her fam. Sorry, it's taking me forever to find this. God damn it. And gets a knock at her door. And it's middle of the night. Her dad, right, doesn't know who the fuck's at the door. So what does he do? Because he doesn't know who's the fuck at the door in the middle of the night on a quiet evening. See that? See that man walking down the stairs with a firearm? That was Angela's dad. What do you mean it was next day? I'm sorry. What was the next day? I don't know, hon. I'm not sure. Sorry. So, oh God, this cat, y'all. Sorry, I'm trying to do the cat thing and blah, blah, blah. So Ange is in the chat. Where's your wrench? Aw. Did I take that? So Ange is here. Hey, girl. Yeah, that picture, right? Right? So going a little bit further. Okay, hang on. All right, I have to take the cat out, so just bear with me. I mean, actually, let me get my earbuds on. Please stand by, talk amongst yourselves. Oh, you're there. Hi. Hello. Hi, Toodles. Okay. Just switch to my earbuds. Hello. Okay. I think you can. So come to find out that this was a quote unquote welfare check that was called in by the state of Indiana on a warrantless wiretap. And Angela has shared this before and shared it on her Twitter. So probably should go follow her over there and see what she's been up to. She's been out there doing the Lord's work. But come to find out, Murder Sheet shows up in this scenario. They show up in this scenario. How? You may be asking yourself. Can you hear me? Sorry. Hello? Hello? Somebody let me know if you can hear me. Oh my God. Did I touch something? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Okay, sorry. Thank you. Sorry, everybody's like, yes, yes. So Murder Sheet comes into this, Lauren. Murder Sheet comes into this because they'd already inserted themselves into Angela's life well before that by maliciously stalking her. If we want to use malicious intent, I think that it qualifies, in my opinion, as an amateur barrister. So Murder Sheet shows up, y'all, in the report, and lo and behold, the only civilian target of Angela's reign of terror were the Murder Sheet podcasters. Did you know that? Did ya? Because they were. Yes. Let me just see what you guys are saying while I try to find my cat's goddamn vest. Shit. Hang on. Oof. There she is. Say hi, Toots. Say hi, Toots. Toots. Hey. Hey. Say hello. Boop, boop, boop. There she is. Hello. Boop. So yeah, let me hide myself again. Yikes. Oh, okay. I just want to correct that. So yeah, Angela, I didn't understand that. So that's my bad. That was the next day with Angela's dad. So, and she's absolutely right. Unfortunately, these idiots out here would take it and run with it. They're dangerous and crazy and making shit up. It's like, bitches, or as I like to say, bisques. There actually is confirmation that, grand jury was impaneled to find out exactly what the hell happened, who the hell called Jerry, and what the fuck was going on with that whole wellness check. So when Dr. John is over here beating his chest about a woman making TikToks talking smack about your wife is having malicious intent and not stopping until you're dead or you burn your kingdom to the ground, sir, have a fucking seat. Have several seats. Have several seats. Y'all are platforming the people that participated in stalking this woman, Angela. Y'all are platforming this jerks out here copyright striking a woman and having her served at her home with papers for fair use. Much like I found out Hidden True Crime apparently struck Slutherson. Why? Because they can't take being criticized. They can't take being criticized. They can't take shit. And they continue to platform this stuff, and it has to fucking stop. It has to stop. And they start crushing too. And I'm just becoming, I have no idea. Yes, right. Sure. I mean, it's only her family, but sure, go head on. Go head on. Right? Such a friend of victims. Law Nerd Amber. Yeah. 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 Real dangerous people, meaning law enforcement. Yes. Correct. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And this is malicious. And it's like, God Almighty. This is what people do when they are jerks. Fair use is the thing. Fair use is the thing, mother scratchers. So let's talk then about these people, shall we? Because any questions so far? I mean, I know this has been an absolute shit show, but it's Friday, it's Halloween, it's the best day of the year. Toodle's going as a bat. I know that she was Nosferatu's, but she also has a bat costume. Questions, comments, thoughts? Right. And so, Bugs, hello to you and your bibs. HTC can get the channel shut down for too many false strikes. Yeah, correct. Oh, okay. Hey, all right. I will have to set reminders. I'm sorry. I'm just like so far up my own ass sometimes. So how do you think this interview went? Did anybody watch this? This is some straight weird shit. And you know, as you know, I'm a huge fan of their murder porn book, right? Because that's what it is. It's disgusting. This is not a journalist. Neither of these women are a journalist. They just aren't. They're out here when you're doing shit like filing false reports or against a woman's license to silence her, you're not a reporter. You're a punk. You are a punk ass. Get a life. When you are out there filing for restraining orders, when women who are actually seeking fucking restraining orders from their abusive partners can't get them, no, I say nay. You make it harder for the rest of us out here. And you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be redacting your son's name. You shouldn't be introducing that shit into evidence because it's evidence of nothing. That's your job. Get a hold of yourselves. Get a hold of yourselves. God damn it. Cat. Ugh. It's a big insult to actual victims. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, All Eyes, for keeping everybody's channels that I'm mentioning because I'm just kind of going off. let's see. So, yeah. So what do we got here? So let's see how long this stays up. I did a whole stream in the last, well, I did a couple in the last few days with Michael Osbrook about the contempt hearing and about the big thing. So people that are new to Delphi, Murder Sheet really got their, really hit their stride and came into their own on the heels of a leak, a supposed leak of crime scene photos. It was pretty. Let me just preface this a little bit here. Let me see. There's an extraction of a 3-page that. Sorry, I'm letting my cat out. Jesus, y'all. Okay, here she is. Hang on. Are you going outside? Nope. Ah! There she goes. Sorry, I was trying to show you that she was going outside, but anyway. They really found their niche when that quote unquote leak came out, right? And we all know about the fucking leak, don't we? We all know that they claimed that it came from the defense. However, as it comes to find out, as more information is made available and made public, we realize that there really is no evidence that shows that the defense leaked that photo. None. And I'm being absolutely serious right now. Like there's like innuendo there. There's like, oh, because X worked for Y at one point, that probably, 1 + 1 must equal 2, right? But there's no evidence of that. But Murder Sheet, whew, man, they got in on the ground floor on that one. And they provided, and if you want to go check it out, you can. I think it was a couple days ago, day before, Osbrook and I were talking about the legal implications for Nick. Contempt claim against the defense team. And again, this all matters because this is within a criminal trial. And these are real people. And Murder Sheet is out here controlling the narrative or having the narrative handed to them. Either way, we got down to the nitty-gritty of it. And that quote unquote leak that became their real big claim to fame, yeah, there's nothing indicating that that came from Mitch Westerman at all. Could he have taken the photos of the photos? You betcha. But did he send them to Fortson? We'll never know. Hang on, I got to get some glasses. God damn it. Oh, sorry. We'll never know. Did he send them to Mark Robert Cohen? Maybe. The only thing that was entered into evidence as proof of the leak was from the Murder Sheet. And here it is, right? And like I said, I shared the 3-page extraction the other day that I was allowed to share because I get permission to share things and because I adhere to requests by sources I have cultivated over the months. So suck it. Anyway, so
This is on, just to give you a little background before we go into this. So this is on Thursday, 10/5/2023. Sometime after 0800, I received a phone call from Prosecutor McClellan. So again, just going back, this is October of 2023 when the leak was fresh and new. I'm going to get to the part about Kevin and Anya. Sometime shortly after that, I was contacted, and Holman was writing this, right? Holman, Kevin and Anya. They've showed up together in a few court documents, which is interesting. Court documents and police reports. I don't know. Coinky dink? Maybe. Sometime shortly after that, I was contacted by Anya Kane and Kevin Greenlee. They told me they had received several photos that appear to be crime scene photos and photos of sketches and others. One of the photos they described was I remembered from the deposition of Mr. Baldwin and Mr. Rosie. There's a side-by-side photo of Abby on one half of the paper and the picture of an asterisk on the other side. I had never seen that photo before my deposition. Miss Kane and Mr. Greenlee told me the photos were sent to them on a text app from a guy they knew as Mark Robert, later identified as Mark Robert Cohen. They said that Mr. Cohen was going to call them later and identify who received the photos at this time. So on 10/5/2023, Holman reports, at this time, they believe, they being Murder Sheet, they believe Mr. Cohen received the photos from Mr. Fortson, who received them from Mr. Westerman. Mr. Westerman used to work for Mr. Baldwin and still may be connected with them. Why does this matter? Why does this matter? It matters because this is the actual narrative that became the dominant narrative. They are the only ones. Exhibit 5, if you go into All Eyes legion of documents and the repository of all the transcripts. Oh, by the way, side note, Hidden True Crime has apparently paywalled some Delphi transcripts on their Patreon. What? Right? So, what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, paywalled, public documents. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, the leak, the watershed. So let's see how far we get with this, because I honestly don't know how much I can take of these people, truly. Let's see. Dang it. All right. Oh God. Ugh. Here we go. Can you guys hear that? Could you hear that? When I was playing it? Because I don't know if you can hear it when I have my, no, you couldn't. Okay, hang on a second. I've got to take these off.
Hang on. Let's try this again.
YouTube, not even all YouTubers, you know, just like not people who hadn't made up their minds or people who felt one way or another. Just
anything? Okay, great. So let's see here. That's at the 25. Let's just start. Let's see how they start, shall we?
Behind each high LSAT
God
score
damn
is a
it.
tutoring team that cares. Here's one story that shows you how far that support can go.
An interview, a conversation with friends. It's like a reunion. Good to see you too.
Oh my God. Oh, it's like a reunion with friends. Yeah, okay. You know what? I have not watched this. Holy shit. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. Okay. No. Oh, come here, Toots. Hang on. Hang on a second, guys. Come here, baby. Ah! Oh, yeah. You hungry? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here you go. Here you go. Smell. Oh, there you go. Good girl. All right, sorry. I had to go feed the cat. She was like, did you guys know that they're BFFs? Hi. Okay. Well,
judge goal for whatever her judge goal
Wait,
for whatever
what's
her
happening?
failing judge goal for whatever her failings were on public
Shadow of
protecting the rights of Richard. Judge
Wait,
goal for whatever.
hang on one second. I want to see the beginning of this.
Springfield College was founded to help people be productive, proactive.
To move your body. There was in this case.
Damn
But
it.
was
When I found
Oh,
you,
for fuck's sake,
I
you
wasn't
guys. I'm
living.
sorry.
I was disappearing. As a former polysubs,
Judge goal for whatever her failing.
Wait, where was the part about being good friends? There they are.
an interview, a conversation with friends. It's like a reunion. Good to see you too.
Hi, everybody. Hi. We had Anne Swadan. Oh my God. It's so good to see you guys, right? What in the hell is happening? Jesus Christ. Okay. So BFFs.
Here with Kevin Greenlee and Anya Kane. They are the hosts of the Murder Sheet podcast, a well-known podcast, especially well-known when it comes.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You know what? No, we're going to fast forward through this bullshit.
that was something we really had to work hard to explain to people as we were writing it, because it's like, you know, when you don't want to just dismiss something as, oh, some YouTube drama, because that sounds like it's not important, or it's just, okay, people are fighting in the comments section, whatever. And I understand that, but we felt that what was going on in this case rose to a level of not just people being mean or getting into fights or kind of snarking at each other on Reddit. We were seeing people claiming to hire private investigators to follow around prosecutor Nicholas McClellan. We were seeing people working hand in hand with the defense team to shape a narrative in social media. We were seeing like things that were happening in social media actually having an impact on what was going on in the case itself.
Are you fucking kidding me, Anya? Are you kidding me? You know, bullshit. Bullshit. You know, the thing is that at some point, people really are going to start to understand what has happened here. These people intertwine themselves in this case. They wrap themselves in this case. They claim to have not been involved, right? They claim that when they got the leak and it was so damaging, blah, 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 that they stayed out of it. And it was a one-way street. They only gave information. They didn't get any back from Holman. Bullshit. You got your book contract that fucking fall. And your agent was out shopping a documentary and was excited because with the trial coming up, woo-wee, it was going to be a barn burner. I cannot. These people, so what we have here, we have Lauren on one side here, who has filed a malicious RO against a woman making TikToks about her. And here you have Anya and Kevin sitting here still who have enmeshed themselves in a private citizen's life to the point where they were pursuing her professional license and him making her father and her fear for her life. And these two assholes, Anya and Kevin, make fun of it in their book. They say one of the cranks out here said that law enforcement tried to get them killed. Bitch. You don't think that wellness checks get people killed? Give it a bing. Look it up. Go in the hallway and do a Cecil. Sick. All these people hanging out at CrimeCon with Jerry and fucking Nick. This is disgusting to me as a goddamn person, a sentient being in the world, but also as a fucking journalist. What in the hell is going on? How are they still getting away with this narrative? Huh? How do we misuse the legal system? Why do people lose trust in our courts? Well, I can tell you in my opinion, people lose trust in the law because this person in the middle is an attorney. And I personally, in my opinion, think he sucks. Did I mention that he and Anya also contacted Mr. Allen prior to his trial and asked him if he wanted to make a plea deal with the state? Does any of this sound fucking familiar? People can say that Richard Allen is guilty. Great. That's what you want to believe. Great. I personally think the man deserves a second trial because he sure as fuck didn't get a fair trial. But contacting a represented party is a big fucking no-no, lawyer. It's a huge problem. It was dirty, Brooke, but also I reported them. I reported him. Why? I knew that they had contacted him, but it wasn't until they fucking shit in my backyard and misrepresented me to a third party that I was like, you know what? Fuck it. There's remedies for this shit. Which is still pending, by the way. That is a big no-no. So I don't know if all of this is starting to sound familiar and we're starting to see some real synergies here between these folks. But maybe it's by design. Maybe I've been giving these mother scratchers way too much space and saying, hey, maybe this, maybe that. I was even willing to believe that Anya and Kevin got taken for a ride by the leaks situation. Now, I don't know, man. It's kind of looking like they were integral in at least pushing that narrative. Because Holman said it in his report. This is what they said happened. We don't know what the fuck happened. What we do know, and you can get your transcripts for fucking free from All Eyes, is that the only evidence entered in that case, Exhibit 5, was not from Mark Robert Cohen. Did they do a phone extraction? No. Mitch Westerman's iCloud didn't show fuck all, except some weird texts about fantasy football. Fortson, they had a bunch of screenshots from a Reddit, some shit. And as far as I can tell, the only thing he ever shared with Cohen was the F tree. The only thing that was entered into evidence, and I want to, this is the only thing that was entered into evidence that were photos, were from these two, Anya and Kevin. Check the transcript. So, how do we fucking know? Did they extract their phones? Do we have any metadata? Was it even the photos that they provided? Let's fast forward a bit and see what their whole take on the fucking leak is, shall we? And this, acting like they don't know what they're doing. No. I don't know. I don't know. The entitlement, right? The fucking hubris. Jesus Christ. Contacting a man. Oh, God. Anyway, let's see what else these idiots have to say, shall we? And look at the grave concern over here. The grave concern. Give me a break. Barf.
A leak almost derailed the case. The attorneys of Richard Allen was thrown off, and it went all the way to the Indiana Supreme Court. So we were saying, hey, what's happening online is what's happening in real life here.
Yeah. And what's happening in text messages with Kevin and Anya, and what's happening with all your complaints against somebody's licensure, one of whom you out in your book, and you just full on do it, who had a wellness check by your BFF Holman. So yeah, talk about it. What's going on online? You mean what's going on in your little phone calls and your text messages that apparently live out there in the world with all your little friends? God damn it. I am How do people fail up all the time? How does this happen? How does this fucking happen, y'all? And here they are being platformed, right? Being platformed. Just a conversation. It's like a reunion with friends. And this was what? Are you kidding me? 2 weeks ago? Wasn't she going through? Wait, this is 2 weeks ago? How is this not tearing her apart, hearing about all of this, right? Knowing what she's going through. I am just, let's continue.
A really big deal. And so we wanted to intersperse that because it's just part of the story and it's more than that.
You know what? It's part of the story because you motherfuckers put it out there. You got involved doing your research or on your Reddit or doing whatever the fuck you were doing. And then you got in and stepped on your dicks because you aren't journalists. You aren't. If you were, you would have known to back the fuck off. Here's what I would have done if somebody sent me crime scene photos. I sure as fuck wouldn't walk straight to the goddamn cops. You know why? Because I would fucking verify the shit out of that. I would fucking verify it with all the people. Find out what's going on. What the hell is going on? And I would sit on it for a minute. Why? Do you ask? Because it could be bullshit. It could be bullshit. But what did they do? Apparently, according to their book, which is bullshit, the guy, Mark Robert Cohen, says that Jason Blair, he didn't say Jason Blair, but that's who it is, put him in touch with, because Jason Blair admits it on his podcast. It's out there. Go find it. Puts him in touch with Kevin and Anya. And he says in a live with Peggy O and T Criminality that they reached out to him because he needed a lawyer. It's all out there, man. And yet here we are. And it matters because the bullshit that they got all up in, so that's another thing too. If then I made a determination. So if I got these photos and I was like, holy shit, first of all, I wouldn't publish them. I wouldn't send them. I would not request them unless there was some reason, some compelling reason. Certainly not in a case, in an ongoing criminal case. And then I would probably talk to an editor, because that editor is the brake switch, right? These folks have nothing and nobody to bounce shit off of. Neither does Lauren. So I would bounce it off my editor. And if I was doing a freelance story, I err on the side of caution. I err on the side of fucking caution because that's what you fucking do. I've said so many fucks. There's no way that this is going to be monetized, but I don't care. Because after this, I'm fucking done with Lauren. I'm done. I mean, this is terrible journalism. This is what happens, and it impacts people's lives. It impacts the lives of defendants who were thrown into a prison and tortured, Dr. John. Right? But nah, fuck it. Who cares? Who gives a shit about any of that?
I hope this book is a warning flare to people everywhere.
Are you serious? Oh my God. I don't think I can come back from this. Woo! This is a manure spreader. They're out here. It's like driving down a country road behind a fucking manure spreader. Jesus Christ. It's a warning flare. Is it? You know what's a warning flare? Is when people misuse the goddamn legal system. Lauren and Kevin, an attorney, and Anya, a so-called journalist. Fuck off. Fuck all the way off. Y'all, it's Friday. It's Halloween. And I've had it. These people controlling the narrative, right? When we're living in a society now that has no real legacy media. We have to rely on people like Andrea and Bob and Lawyer Lee to tell us what the fuck is going on in a trial that should be public and should be transparent. And then you have these two dumbasses who are sneaking around in people's backyards, approaching Mr. Allen's fucking father or something, stepdad on their porch, making up shit in the early days. Give me a fucking break. This book serves as a warning flare? Yes, it does. And it's going to hopefully be Exhibit B at a contempt hearing in, I don't know, somebody's future. Because y'all are telling on yourselves. I went through all of this the other day with Osbrook. There's already good faith belief that Nick McClellan should be forced by the courts and Holman. And maybe I'll link that below. What Osbrook and I went through. Because I think it's going to be very important soon. But there's already a good faith belief that can be filed against Nick and Holman for contempt of court. There just is. Oh my God. Oh, Osbrook, as I live and breathe. Hey, wait a minute, y'all. Oh, thank you. Oh, woman. Oh, you've learned a great deal, and I swear a lot. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you. You guys are great. Appreciate it. Yeah, I will. So where's my Osbrook? Okay, we can't get derailed. Well, I mean, right? Yeah. We got the meats. We do. We, the gatekeepers, right? I mean, this just upsets me so much, you guys. I mean, I tend to emote when I get real cheesed off. And the absolute beating that journalists news media, legacy outlets, whatever. YouTube could be a great thing, right? But with these mother scratchers out there, I'm going to try to stop swearing. With these mother scratchers out there, mucking it all up, I mean, right? Aw, thank you. Fucking swear jar. I've just had it. I've had it up to here and up to here, right? It's just, ugh, it makes me want to peel my skin off. All of it. Just peel it straight off my face. When you fuck with the legal system, the way Lauren has done, the way these two jabronis have done. Yes, I said jabronis. Yes, it is a warning flare. And again, I have on, what is it? On my understanding and belief is that their book, it's a goddamn roadmap. Somebody FedEx it to the appeals attorneys or to the post-conviction cranks, right? All right, let's fucking proceed because Jesus wept. Here we go. I seriously don't know how much more of this I can take.
Any case can become Delphi. Any case can go this route. If you have all the right kind of ingredients, we could see this again and again and again, where you have antisocial behavior online spilling out into real life consequences for people.
Okay. All right. Okay. Angela's father, gun. After being swatted by Jerry Holman. Murder sheet named. Right? That's the antisocial behavior. And Lauren, as a victim of stalking, I would think that you would want to correct the record. So you got a chance, baby girl. Look at you sitting there in awe. Why? Because, man, I think it was Every Day with Jay did a very interesting live stream the other day. And she was going through, I think, a Patreon episode where you were dishing about all the behind the scenes at CrimeCon, talking about your front row seat with all the Delphi people getting their crime fighter of the year, and about how you become very close with the family, right? Yeah, that's what she does. Here's a little tip for Lauren, the Tweedles. There's this thing called the Dart Center for Trauma-Informed Journalism, Columbia University. Give it a Cecil. Look it up. Tells you what to do and not do. One thing you don't do is become a fucking parasite on the families. I don't know, man. May affect your reporting, may affect your entire fucking outlook. No. And these two out here talking about antisocial behavior online leading to real life. Yeah. Criminality getting served at her home. for a copyright strike. Yeah, by these two ding dongs. Me. Having these two dipshits contact a former freelance outlet that I was defaming them, which is misrepresentation to a third party, Kevin, which is not right. And then there's relentlessly coming for Ange across several states. I don't know, man. It doesn't look great. Doesn't look great. But y'all keep talking. Keep talking. And Lauren just eating it up.
And we have, as a true crime community,
Yeah.
we have to do our part to try to separate ourselves from that, because if we do,
Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. We have to try to separate from that. Is that what you were thinking when you filed all of those complaints against Angela to try to get her license revoked? Single spaced, fucking erroneous, signed off on everybody behind the scenes in that leak-a-rooney. Cannot wait for the day that that becomes public. Because that shit's out there, folks. God damn it. This, I guess this is like, is this privilege? What is this I'm seeing? I don't know. Is this just like living a fucking life of impunity? What? Woo. Yeah. So they are the heroes, right? Everybody in this case is a hero. Osberg, don't you have places to be? Gatekeeper. This is so bad. This is so bad. Don't ever DM me if you've done something stupid, Lauren.
in 10 years, saying you like true crime might be something where people are like, so do you like doxing people and like threatening the prosecutor? Like, we don't.
Jesus wept. Doxing people? Anybody want to talk about who they doxed? Anybody? Let's see. Private chats obtained, as Kara Winicky said to a newspaper, in her belief, illegally obtained text messages between a group that Anya and Kevin hated for whatever reason, including some deeply respected attorneys. Just came out and said that and that's where crank comes from, friends. These two labeled this community, who have more fucking collective knowledge about this case than any attorney, or these two jabronis, cranks. And you know what? They own it. Because if being a crank is wrong, I don't want to be right. Because if you aren't cranks, then y'all are something fucking nasty. They went after Bob Mata. They even went so far as to say that he might have been fudging around with some fundraising. Check that one out. They went after Ali Mata. Woo! Would not want to get on that woman's bad side. These two, fuck it. Kara Winicky, goddamn saint. Michael Osbrook, habeas corpus, who wins. I don't know if it's plurality, but it's very close to the fucking habeas, right? And these two, plus private citizens out there living their lives. These two, liars. They're sitting here lying to Lauren's face, and she's like, "Yep, you bet. 100%, y'all. I'm in it for the clicks. Lickety clickety click." Oh my God, y'all. Yeah. I mean, look, Bob, oh, I love Bob. He didn't want to get involved in the drama, right? Well, sometimes, my friend, when the drama comes to your friend, and that's when the drama comes and presents itself and drops itself straight into your lap, you have to address it. At least I do. Because this right here, these two, this situation has to stop. These people out here, on YouTube claiming to be credible, claiming to be ethical, when they're simply not, need to be pantsed. Need to be pantsed. So there's drama, and then there's abject fuckery. And what we have here is abject fuckery, because all these people right here, they have all negatively affected other people's lives and criminal cases. Lauren has released attorney-client privilege phone conversations, and apparently, and I have to go back to Awen, is it Awen's channel and look at this, but apparently shared Lori Daybell's diagnosis that they received. And then you have Kevin and Anya taking it real world, big time. So when these people show up, right? So when these people show up, run. Actually, don't run. Sit there and listen to them. See what it is that they're saying. Then give it a Cecil. Because this, y'all, this is some straight bullshit.
Want to be associated with this. It's like, it's the fringe element. It's a small group.
Yes.
They're so loud, and they're.
Yes. And you are right there. You, the prosecutor podcast, Jason Blair, now Lauren. Come here, baby. I know. We're going to have to go outside. I'm going to have to, Jesus, my cat. Delphi secrets revealed. Shocking behind the scenes story. How did they get those shocking behind the scenes story? Sleutherson said what? Oh, sure. Oh, and Sleuthy had an experience with a malicious copy. Come here. I got it. Hang on. Ooh. Okay. Whoa, hello. It's a small group, but they're very bad. Got it. Yeah. Well, Sorry, I got to take a little minute here with my cat. Little palate cleanser. I'm just reading what y'all are up to. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to chat very well. So Sleuthing got struck. I believe she talked about it the other day. Maybe I'm making that up, but by Lauren. I mean, that's the other thing too. It's like a de facto slap, right? It's strategic lawsuits, and it's kind of what Runkle and this Jeanette person, what he's talked about. I mean, these things are true issues that YouTube or whatever, whoever ends up making YouTube a habitable a habitable space or a place where people can actually figure out how to trust the information they're given. They're going to have to wrestle with this kind of bullshit. They just are. And the use of the copyright strikes to silence smaller channels, to silence anybody well, journalists don't do that, because journalists know that good reporting, solid reporting released into the world is designed to provide either a basis or build upon other reporting and other reporting. So good journalism and good journalists understands that their product, right? That whatever we put out there, it becomes useful, whether it's through, exposing a wrong or whatever the fuck it is. But we get that people reusing things of ours, as long as they're properly credited, go for it, man. Go for it. Yeah, right. Just was talking about that. Yep. Sleuthy tells no lies here. These people. So let's see what else these idiots have to say.
So embarrassing. And
yes, you are.
They're big impact. They make a big real life impact.
Oh boy. Oh, what a humdinger. Oh, this is one for the ages. Yeah. Woof.
Yeah, I mean, look at the families of the girls. These are people who lost their daughters, granddaughters, sisters, cousins, these beautiful kids. And they've been dragged through the mud. They've been stalked. They've been harassed.
Excuse me? They've been stalked. They've been harassed. These two motherfuckers contacted a man who was a representative party, asking him about his plea. A legally innocent man before the trial. These two idiots concocted some fucking story about Richard Allen's wife wanting to divorce him. Then, hey, called him up right before trial. Hey, do you want to comment on your wife wanting to divorce you? Well, that was a fucking setup. None of that actually happened. But these two, woo-wee. They were all over it. This was 2 weeks ago? Are you kidding? Jesus H. Oh, new member, yay! Whoop, whoop. Welcome aboard. Toot, toot. Hang on. Anya and Kevin have terrorized so many people from the shadows. How they're sitting here with a straight face. I don't know, man. Right? I mean, Yeah, I mean, it's pfft. Let me see. Hang on. Let me go back. The earnestness, y'all. The earnestness in whatever's happening here and here. My God, please oh God.
They've had photos of these girls lying dead in the forest sent to them. They've been through the.
Have they? Is that even true? Look at my member. I have a member. Yay. Wow. I don't even know if that's true. Look at the tortured faces and whatever this is.
Here. And they're innocent victims in this, but people treat them so poorly. So like that should outrage everybody.
Okay, so I don't understand, and maybe I'm missing something, but I think they've been, I don't know, man. That doesn't sound right. I don't know. Okay.
And it really affects the public narrative and the public understanding of the case.
Oh, here we go. The fucking brains behind the operation speaks. The guy that tried to copyright strike criminality, but got rejected by the fucking copyright board because they didn't copyright their fucking work. I don't know. So they had to go run back. And I think I'm getting this right, Sleutherson. They had to go run back, copyright it, so they could strike her again. Good lawyering. Good lawyering. Y'all can't.
I think what you said earlier was so smart when you said a lot of people were not in this for the girls. They were in this for attention or downloads. And as a result of that, I feel that if people listen to us or if they watched you, they got a sense of here's what is actually happening.
Oh, he just straight said it. Listen to us. We are the truth. God, fucking jackbooted fuckwits. Jesus. If they listen to us, if they listen to you, well, Lauren got a bunch of shit wrong. You people couldn't tell the truth if it fucking walked up and spat itself out of your own mouth. I am. Wow. The balls. The fucking balls. No, sir.
In that courtroom. But if they chose to follow the case through other outlets, they did not get that understanding, frankly. And
oh my God. Ding, ding, ding. Andrea Burkhart. Are you fucking kidding me? Right now? You bitches? Wow. Wow. Lawyer Lee? Bob Mata? Fucking Andrea Burkhart? Are you shitting me? Oh, shit. No. Only listen to us. Wow. If anybody wants to know about this case and what actually happened in the courtroom, and this is what happened. These motherfuckers right here or what happens when we don't have transparency. These motherfuckers right here, they get to run roughshod over the narrative. And people were in it for downloads. Bitch, you wrote a book. Give me a break. What are you talking about? You're in it for the girls? Give me a fucking break. Wow. Oh, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Yeah. Look, I would pay to see these people in a room with Lawyer Lee, Bob, and Andrea. Sir, you don't even know how to file a copyright claim, sir. You over here? What? I have no idea. You? No.
We're left really confused about the case and surprised by the verdict.
Jesus Christ. How do you live with yourselves? How?
Are left plagued with doubt that really isn't justified.
Oh.
And I'll just answer the next question that I have for you. People have said to me, well, what do you mean by that? That if we were watching someone else, here's your answer.
Yeah. Here's a book. We're in it for the families. Sure. Have it both ways. Why not? Why not? Have it both ways. The problem now is that the transcripts are coming out, right? The transcripts are out there, even though Lauren put them on her Patreon behind a paywall. And I'm sure one of the mods will drop the link so nobody has to pay. Nobody should pay for public documents. So having this behind a paywall is like, what in the shit? But now that the transcripts are coming out, now that we see the exhibit, now that we understand the issues, the fundamental constitutional issues, and maybe these dipshits don't care about the Constitution, but man, oh man, I do. I give a shit. You know, they started the cranks thing, right? Like that was some sort of slur. And then there was the due process gang. And apparently their beef with all the attorneys involved in this behind the scenes was that they were demanding due process. Right? Okay. Cranky McDue process here. You think that is a goddamn what? Really? Here it is in the Bible. I'm sorry. Book of Mormon. Here it is. Oh, thank you. Aw, Swear Jar Fund. Thank you so. Wait a minute. Hello. Thank you. Swear Jar Fund. Betty. Woo. Thank you for justifying your madness. Man, I don't know. There's not. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Talk to me, Goose. How dare they? Which part? All of it? Yes. So everybody go to All Eyes link. Do not do whatever they're doing over here. And so just so people also understand, maybe this is why Lauren doesn't get it with having to redact things from the court record. Maybe she doesn't understand because she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. And she's only there to glom on to the victims, right? That she's only there to get the clicks and the downloads and like sit around and smell her husband's farts. I don't know. Maybe. Right? I don't know. Maybe she doesn't have a fucking clue. But that can't be, right? That can't be, because they should know better. Here's the book though, right? Here's the book for which we got a contract right after that big watershed of a leak that they were right in the middle of. God damn it. And you're platforming it. So let's not forget what these people did. Let's not forget. And I'm sure they're not done. I am sure these litigious motherfuckers are not done. Don't abuse the legal system. You pieces of garbage.
Read the book. Read
Yeah.
the book. I, like you guys, have had a hard time explaining. You really laid it out. And I learned a lot too, coming on late. A lot of the dynamics that I fully didn't understand, like how something started or how a snowball got rolling. I finally found the answers in your book. I was like, oh, a light went on. I get it now. I didn't know that happened, in the background, 2 years before trial or whatever the case may be. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's why we're so appreciative of you and your team, though, because like
Aw.
we were worried when we started talking to you guys that you guys were going to think we were nuts. We were like, yeah, it's a circus. I feel like we were smoking a cigarette, even though we weren't, and I'm like, here are these nice people coming from out of state trying to do a solid YouTube program and just trying to do their jobs. And they obviously have great reputations because all of our listeners were like, look for Lauren. And we were like, hell yeah. But then I'm like, we sound insane. And you guys just came into it with such open minds and you covered it so well. And it just made us feel like, okay, we're not the fringe lunatics who are actually wrong and everyone else is right. It was like,
Oh, sweetheart. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Oh, my sweet, sweet, precious baby child. My God. You do sound ridiculous. Wait, say more. So, Mindy from Babs. That's funny. She literally asked Bob for help in Delphi and then joined the Muppets narratives. Yeah, you're right. I think Bob posted something that he worked to get her a seat or helped her with something, and she's like, was like, nah, I want to be a part of these two dum-dums. The whole vibe. Yeah. Oh, snap. Tea. Yeah. Wow. Do we think that people are going to, yes, it's access journalism. But have I told you, some of you may know that my book, Shadow of the Fridge, an old bag sits in her kitchen and takes the piss out of these motherfuckers. It's coming soon to you. Self-published, but I mean, so who wants to pre-order Shadow of the Fridge? Anybody? So what this is like what you're watching is a virtual dry tug. Okay? That's what we're watching here. Virtual dry tug. Yeah, I said it. Mm-hmm. Oh God. It, we haven't even gotten to the leak portion of this. But should we go on? Should we keep going? Because this is just horrible. They're so bad.
You guys were seeing things and you weren't coming in there with a bias. You weren't coming in there to settle scores or I don't like this guy or this guy. You were just coming in and saying, I want to just get the truth.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I probably went in, I've covered a lot of trials now, and I probably do put in more opinion in other trials, more sort of my remarks. And I think at first that's what I thought I was going to do. And I've shared this before. My listeners are like, yeah, we know. And then as it went on, each day I started doing less and less of that. Just like I am just going to read from my notes and try. And I would rush home or to the Airbnb is what I mean by home. Wherever I'm staying is home for me. I travel a lot. I rushed back to the Airbnb and I would jump on as quickly as I could so I couldn't forget. So it's fresh. Because some people would say, how do you have such good notes? The notes were only half of it. The notes help me remember the rest of it, right?
You know who had the best notes? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Andrea, Lawyer Lee. So let's fast forward because
by anyone's theatrics, they were looking at what is the fact,
oh wait.
Or that level of experience. And so they may be likely, if a defense attorney goes to them and says something crazy, they may get on their live that night and just spread it to the world. So
hang on.
Important to stress, there are a lot of YouTubers out there who are great, like yourself.
There are.
And one of the things that makes
and smaller YouTubers too, and some YouTubers that don't get everything right, but we try our hardest, and
these are the crank YouTubers.
One of the things that makes you so great.
These are the crank YouTubers. These are the crank YouTubers.
As a journalist.
Yes.
So even though you're not working for a big mainstream publication or what have you now, you're still using those standards. And there are other YouTubers out there, maybe they don't have that background, but they still try to use those standards.
They try to get to the truth.
Right.
But other YouTubers don't have that background or that level of experience.
Go on.
And so they may be likely, if a defense attorney goes to them and says something crazy, they may get on their live that night and just spread it to the world. So using YouTubers like that who don't have the benefit of your background or experience, that can be a way for defense attorneys to get out some very toxic messages without having to be the bearer of that tidings themselves and not break.
Wow. How many criminal cases have you tried, Kevin? Why did you use your status as an attorney to reach out and misrepresent me to a third party? Why did you, as an attorney, reach out to a represented party in a case that you were filed into? Yeah. And ask him about a plea deal. Why would you two do that? Why? I mean, right? God forbid somebody get out there and spreads and spew some bullshit on a podcast. God forbid. These people are gross. I don't know what their weird collective hard-on is for the defense team. I really don't. But man, oh man.
Aggro like there was in this case.
But again, it was just ineffective. I think that's what it was ultimately ineffective in this case. We talked to a juror. The jury was not impressed by anyone's theatrics. They were looking at what
theatrics is she talking about? What is she talking about? See, this is like a fantasy world that they live in, apparently. Okay, do they get the concept of that actually trials are a bit of theater? Because they are, right? You got Nick McClellan up there with his grease fire. I've kind of had enough. No.
Has Kyrie texted you back?
I don't want to talk about it.
How's the math test?
Don't.
And I'm just like, what do you like? What's going on? And he just looks up and he says, "It's the girls." And I'm just like, oh, I just start crying because I know it's gonna be, it's really bad. And we see what we have, and we're like, this is a catastrophic leak. We don't know what's going on.
And we realize this is disastrous for multiple reasons. First of all, obviously, it is a gross violation of the privacy of these girls and their families. And if those pictures got out there and spread on the internet.
So was it a catastrophic leak, or was it something that was potentially devastating, Kevin? You can't have it both ways. It wasn't a leak. I want to remind everybody, these two are the only ones that provided anything that made it into the trial. I want you to remember that. These two people are making claims that have no basis in the courtroom as leading back through this weird narrative. There is no evidence. There's no evidence. I mean, and I'm not just saying that. That's in the transcripts. That's in the report from Holman. Right? All of this. And this is why they strike people that call them out. This is why. Because they can't fucking take it. Because they can't deviate from their narrative. Y'all, I can't believe I have not watched this, so I am none of this matches their narrative to Holman and the police report. None of it matches the tale they tell in their book, because if the tale they tell in their book is true, that Nick knew about the leak days before, why didn't he plug it? This catastrophic leak that he got notice of when he was at a barbecue. The center can't hold, folks. The center cannot hold It's just a matter of time until people who apparently think that they can just get away with whatever the fuck they want crash and burn. Right? Because Lauren has now shown her full ass in my DMs, giving me an assignment. These two dipshits, she's getting a pantsing. She's getting torn to shreds. But there's a reason. I don't care how she looks. I don't care about whatever. I really don't. What I care about is that these people, this platform here has gotten like 60,000 views on this thing. Right? Is that right? 60,000 views. 60,000 people out in the universe now with this bullshit. Lauren knew before the trial that her husband was misreporting Mr. Allen's criminal history. They were working overtime to craft a narrative so that her husband could wax poetic about some crazy shit. And about how, you know, this is an out of the blue killer, right? There, you have a responsibility as a journalist. There was nothing. Oh, these motherfuckers.
Something that would haunt those families for the rest of their lives. That is horrible.
Wait a minute.
We see what we have, and we're like, this is a catastrophic leak. We don't know what's going on.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. You were sent an F-tree photo. One that Nick McClellan knew about, right? Days before and did nothing about. This catastrophic leak. You, in your book, said he was out barbecuing and got the notice. Was he barbecuing at fucking 8 a.m. on the October 5th? Bitch, please. Let's all get our stories straight. I'm telling you, keep talking. Keep talking. Your book is going to be Exhibit A or B. Because you're telling on all your buds. You are telling on all of your friends. Holman, those other two ladies who were behind the scenes, who I am not going to mention at the moment. Jer Bear, these two, Nick McClellan, Sandwich. The lengths that they went to turn this into a thing was, and the problem is that these people think that, oh, you know, we're here for the victims. We're here for the victims, right? Tell you what, maybe don't go on and broadcast it. Maybe, lawyer, have a hot think about it for a minute about what you're doing. Maybe consider that you should just shut your fucking cake holes until you find out what the hell's going on. Stop smack talking a bunch of people because you got your butt hurt. You're not a journalist. None of you are. You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing and you're telling on yourselves. All y'all.
Realize this is disastrous for multiple reasons.
Just to be clear, disastrous for multiple reasons. Sir, you had one photo. Jason Blair. If anybody wants to know about that guy, he nearly took down the New York Times single-handedly by creating absolute bullshit stories. Was the go-between. They're buddies. All of them. And it's all on their podcasts. They tell it all. They're all in contact. The thing is that they're saying what they're saying. Yeah. I mean, it's like, you spot it. You got it, sister. It's a roadmap. The leak was not catastrophic until you made it catastrophic. The leak was not catastrophic until yeah, you went whistling Dixie. Mandy, I don't know if you were here earlier, but girl, I put up some DMs that came from Lauren, and I let her know that journalists actually risk their lives. Like actual journalists, not these freaks. What the fuck was I saying? It became catastrophic because they told the story. If they really gave two shits about the family. If they really actually even received the photos, because we don't know. They don't even, unless they were in Nick's office sitting on his lap, both of them, one cheek on one cheek on the other, and actually saw the photos, we don't know. But what we do know, and Michael Osbrook knows, is that we know that Jerry, well, he said, I'm just quoting Osbrook, that there's a good faith belief that both Holman and Nick lied about this. Murder Sheet came out with all of this on the 14th or something like that. I don't remember. Then there's reports that Mitch Westerman's wife started getting threats and had to go report and ask for police to run extra patrols by their house. We know what happened to Robert Fortson. We don't know why he did what he did. But you want to talk about destruction? They had the power to stop a catastrophic leak, which wasn't catastrophic. What they have done and what the court records bear out, I'm not making this shit up. It's in the transcripts. It's in Holman's own report. They created the narrative. My God, my cat just went sailing by. I don't know. I don't think I can watch any more of these people. Questions? Does anybody have questions? I mean, I think maybe you guys get where I'm going here, is that I don't know. I don't know, man. I just think that this isn't drama. This isn't just drama. What's happening here is wrong. What continues to be perpetuated in this case is grotesque. And they should know better. And the thing is that when you put yourself out in public, when you are a licensed attorney, or in what's his face's case, a clinical psychologist, one would think that you would have some guardrails in place, that you would act responsibly. I just to say that they're reporting coming out of these two, if people were watching their channels, right? Say it again and I'll say it again. Bob, Lawyer Lee, Andrea. I don't think I can listen to any more of them. I really don't. I don't think I can. So I'm going to take them down because ew. And I just want to go back to why this came to a head for me today. Because because Lauren came into my DMs. This is why we're here. I'm sorry, I haven't paid attention to chat. Hello. Hi. It's not even, it's interesting. It's not even a hate live, really, Candy. I truly love journalism, and I truly love the enterprise, and I truly love the profession, and obviously have a passion for it. Almost as much of a passion for it as I do for swearing and my cat. And my husband and my child. What am I saying? But it's not even hate. I'm just so sick of people calling themselves journalists and then acting like assholes. Is she? Girl. Ugh. Lord. But why I dip my toe into this shit show is because Lauren came and asked me to help her protect her minor son from court documents. Not my job. So Mandy, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is how it all started. And I think this is how I'm going to end, because I don't know if I can do this anymore. And I don't know if this makes any sense. So Hidden True Crime started following me. I don't know why. Last week. Hey, you want in the drawer? Huh? Okay. Hang on. Go ahead, baby. Is it chilly? Ooh. She's going into the drawer. So they started following me. I'm like, that's weird. And then this DM came through, and it came through last week, I guess. And I didn't see it because I don't follow them. And then I saw it. So this is why we're here, because it came to me. It had nothing to do with me at all until ding, ding, ding. Hey, Andy, I'm wondering if you'd be willing to help protect my minor son. I realize you're simply sharing exhibits that are being shared with you or others, but I'm wondering if you would be willing to help hide my son's name. I can give you this one instead. What this was a text. And I said this earlier, is that I sent it to Sleuthy and said, this doesn't have a date on it, whatever. And apparently they've got nothing better to do but go ahead and, just monitor, I guess, social media. But she goes on and gives me a fucking task. If there's anything else that says his name, would you help me just keep him private? Someone must have accidentally missed that his name was in court exhibits. I realize many people think I deserve this, but I would value any help in making sure his name doesn't get out. Thank you for considering it. Lauren. What? Really? Talk to your lawyer. Call Kevin. I don't know, man. So I replied because I'm like, what do I fucking do with this? Mandy, this is what I was talking about when you put your thing up there. Lauren, you need to contact the court to make the appropriate redactions to protect your son. You should know that. I'm happy to take down the one thing I posted. I won't be policing all the files out there, as I'm not terribly interested in what you have going on, nor do I plan to share them around and pick them apart. I don't know what you do or do not deserve. I do know that friends of mine, actual journalists in the field, have been killed, arrested, exiled, and have to hear drones over their apartments at night, wondering if Russia will hit. They are actual victims. Call the courts. Take care of your son by taking common sense action. Response. This is a good point. Probably just wants to be able to say she asked the cranks for help and was denied. Woo! She responded, okay, I understand. Thank you, Andy. Again, the familiarity. No. No. Sorry. Miss Copsa, I don't know you. I don't know you. I understand. Thank you, Andy, for your response and consideration. I'm sincerely heartbroken to hear what your journalist friends whose lives are at risk are dealing with and the fear and pain they must face every day. Do ya? Do you? I bet you don't. This was the wrong fucking thing to send me. They are victims. I hope we can get to a better place in this world. I will take common sense action. Lauren. I mean, now what? Right? Really? You know, everyone check out Sally Hayden. Just give her a bing. The other thing I'll say about Murder Sheet and Hidden True Crime is that Hidden True Crime during her weird live ended up obtaining the body cam footage of the the police confronting Christina and played it like it was sort of it was it was disgusting. It was like they were enjoying, she was enjoying watching it and sharing it with her viewers. And this woman's crying. Why? Why do you share that? Also, maybe people should ask Anya and Kevin why they are trying to obtain the body cam footage of Holman's swatting of Angela. Maybe. These people are a problem. They are not honest brokers. Find who you like. Follow who you like. But let's not get it twisted. This is not journalism. I am not a fucking idiot. I can smell manipulation a mile away, ma'am. Mm-mm. 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 No, there's real. Why does any of this matter? Well, ultimately, I guess it doesn't. But this is about why it does to me is that this is about rule of law. This is about journalism that used to be a respected and the fourth estate, right? And so much has changed in that arena. So when I see people abusing the law, which I happen to love, and words, which I also happen to love, excuse me, I get real pissed. And I think it's important to understand the way that these people have operated. This is not how this is supposed to work. It's not. And more is going to be revealed, I believe. It just has to. If you're doing this kind of crap, if you're reaching out to nobodies on the internet, like me, truly, I mean, there's, reaching out to me about a thing, I don't know, man. It's real weird. Real weird. So, yeah. I'm exhausted, but it's the best day of the year. It is the best day every year. What else is going on? How is everybody? I haven't said hello. I'm sorry. So Sally Hayden is a journalist that wrote, and she has another book coming out, but she's a friend. She's an Irish journalist, and she wrote my Fourth Time We Drowned, which was her documenting people that were trafficked from North Africa, through Libya, and then ended up on boats trying to escape, basically refugees. And it's a stunning book. And she is a wee bit of a thing, tiny little Irish gal. And she's out there doing the work. Check her out. She's got another book coming out next year, an actual book of journalism. But, honestly, I think the thing that people need to do is just, support. If you're interested in journalism, if you're interested in the truth is messy. The truth can be incredibly messy. But, Salty, I'm so sorry. I didn't I wanted to go watch your live and I started mine 3 hours ago. Yes, check out Salty Sleuth. She inspired me. You inspired me, Salty. But yeah, support the channels or whatever. Buy a subscription to your local paper. Go back to print. Get involved. And truly, I do believe that there is a space for people to be journalists and to have the ability to report what they see, to show up in courts and show up where places are, you know, whatever your interest, and report it out. Just make sure that you adhere to some ethics. Maybe have somebody to bounce it off of that's not a turd. I don't know. But, you know, I don't believe that she's sincerely heartbroken about my friends. I don't. And you know what? I don't give a shit that she doesn't care. I really don't. I'm tired. Wait, let's see another picture of. So I'm going to wrap it up because it's like, what the hell? Let me see if I can find it. Let me take that down. Ah! Toot, toot, toot. There she is. There's my baby. Oh, I'm so tired. That video was horrible. Woof, y'all. Straight woof. So now I'm going to go recede into the ether. I have a month off before I go back to school. So, I mean, maybe I'll get up to some trouble, but maybe not. But have a fucking blessed holiday today to all of those who celebrate. May Nosferatu bless you with bags of candy. Nosferatu. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great Mandy. I'm still trying to get Bob to come talk to me. He won't. So anyway, I'd rather talk to Allie, but that's me. Kidding, sort of. Have a great Halloween. Get a shitload of candy. And happy Dia de los Muertos to all y'alls. And, you know, thanks for being here because, I mean, truly, if anybody knows me and they know how much I actually hate people, I mean, it's a miracle anybody shows up. So have a great Halloween and I will smell you